Prince William has finally snapped. Enough is enough. He has told friends he will strip Meghan Markle of the HRH title. King Charles is turning a blind eye, but King William won't. Terrible news for Harry and Meghan here is that William can now take away everything, their titles, without an act of parliament. They're a danger. Honestly, take this lesson from what Fergie and Andrew have done over the past 3 decades and do not let history repeat. Prince William knows that it's not just Andrew and Sarah need to be dealt with. It's Harry, Meghan, Archie. He found out at the same moment as the public, and his reaction was instant dread. His stomach dropped. He thought titles were untouchable. Now he's not so sure.
But wanting to exploit their royal titles, I think it stinks. Let them go off and be, celebrities. That's fine. But don't do it in the name of our royal family.
Breaking news. Chaos has erupted inside Westminster. Moments ago, the British Parliament voted to officially erase Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's royal titles. Yes, you heard that right. The Duke and Duchess of Sussex no longer exist. The once fairy tale couple of modern royalty has just been erased from history. Sources inside Westminster describe the scene as cold, silent, and irreversible. No applause, no mercy. Just the sound of betrayal echoing through the halls of British power. And in that silence, one voice whispered, "It's over. The Sussex era is dead." Across the ocean, in Montecito, California, cameras caught Meghan's team scrambling in panic. Her PR directors, her lawyers, even her Hollywood allies, all in meltdown mode. Because for Meghan, this wasn't just a title. It was her identity, her brand, her crown made of fame. And tonight, that crown has fallen, shattered into 1,000 pieces. But here's the twist no one saw coming. This wasn't King Charles's doing. It was Prince William's silent war, a secret operation months in the making, a mission he called Crown Shield. His revenge wasn't loud, it was legislative. He didn't need swords or armies, he used Parliament as his weapon. And as the royal signatures dried on the final document, King Charles reportedly whispered to himself, "I've lost both my sons, one to death, one to pride. This is not just a royal scandal. This is a funeral for the monarchy's most rebellious bloodline, and tonight the world watches as the royal walls tremble and the legacy of Harry and Meghan burns to ashes." The vote was done. In the heart of Westminster, a silence heavier than thunder fell across the chamber. Cameras flashed, pens froze mid-air, and one headline spread across the world within seconds. UK Parliament votes to erase Harry and Meghan's royal titles. What began as whispers had just become history. For the first time in 300 years, Parliament, not the Crown, decided the fate of royal blood. It wasn't a discussion, it was an execution. Every eye echoed like a bullet through Buckingham's marble halls. Inside the palace, aides stood frozen, phones buzzed with disbelief. A single message lit up every royal device. The titles are gone. And while the United Kingdom held its breath, Prince William walked calmly through a private corridor beneath Kensington. Insiders claim he didn't celebrate. He simply looked at a framed photo of Diana and whispered, "The throne is safe now, Mom." Weeks earlier, William had started a covert plan known only by one codename, Operation Crown Shield. Meetings in shadowed corridors, signatures hidden under charity reform files, quiet promises traded for loyalty. He built an alliance of politicians tired of seeing the monarchy mocked on late-night shows, and when the moment was right, he struck. Meanwhile, across the Atlantic, panic spread through Montecito like wildfire. Meghan's PR empire cracked overnight. Sponsors withdrew, contracts froze, Netflix meetings canceled without explanation. A leaked voice note from her inner circle captured her shouting through tears, "They've taken everything I built. I am the Duchess." But the cold reply from her legal advisor was simple. Not anymore. At that same hour, Harry sat alone in a London hotel suite, blinds closed, whiskey untouched. He dialed his father's number again and again. No answer. When the voicemail beeped, his voice trembled. "Dad, please. "Don't let William end us." Sources say King Charles listened to that message later that night, tears in his eyes, yet his hand still signed the document confirming Parliament's decision. By morning, palace staff updated the official website. Title vacated by parliamentary order. 3 centuries of royal continuity ended with one click. Outside the gates, crowds gathered, some cheering, some crying. Royalists called it justice. Critics called it revenge. But no one could deny the magnitude. The monarchy had just devoured its own. From this moment on, the world would no longer speak of the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. They would speak of 2 fallen royals, Harry Windsor and Meghan Markle, the couple who tried to sell the crown and lost everything. And as the church bells tolled across London, one truth became clear. This wasn't reform. It was retribution. And the royal war had only just begun. The fallout was instant and devastating. By sunrise, every major network had the same headline: Royal titles removed, Harry and Meghan officially erased. In California, drones hovered over Montecito as black cars arrived one after another. Inside, chaos reigned. Meghan sat at a long glass table surrounded by her crisis team. Her voice cracked between fury and disbelief. "This can't be legal. The king can't allow this." But her advisor's trembling words hit harder than any law. "It's not the king anymore, ma'am. Parliament has spoken." That single sentence broke her. For the woman who once rebranded royalty into Hollywood glamour, this was worse than exile. It was extinction. Within hours, Netflix froze her upcoming deal, citing contractual reevaluation. Dior pulled out quietly. Spotify deleted her podcasts from their homepage. Her phone lit up with messages, but not of support. Brands demanding refunds, agents asking to be released. And in the middle of the meltdown, one leaked clip surfaced, a video from inside her home, recorded minutes after the decision. It showed Meghan pacing barefoot, mascara running down her face, screaming, "They turned the world against us. They used my children as pawns." The clip went viral within minutes. Millions watched. Some pitied her. Others called it karma. But one frame caught everyone's attention. A blurred silhouette reflected in the mirror behind her. Online investigators froze the footage, zoomed in, enhanced. The outline resembled Prince William. The internet exploded. Was William inside Montecito days before the decision? Across the Atlantic, Harry's world collapsed even faster. He was denied access to royal properties. His security clearance revoked. His passport status under review. When he arrived at Heathrow, cameras caught him arguing with guards. His royal pass no longer valid. For the first time, he walked through public security like any other traveler. Later that night, a leaked recording from a palace staffer surfaced. Allegedly King Charles's private breakdown. His voice cracked as he whispered, "I never wanted it to end this way, but the crown demands sacrifice." That line became the most shared audio in British history. Meanwhile, Parliament doubled down. Officials confirmed a second vote, a move that could erase Archie and Lilibet's royal designations completely. Children, stripped of titles before they even understood them. For the public, it was scandal. For the monarchy, it was a message. The following morning, Buckingham's gates were locked to the press, curtains drawn, silence everywhere. And yet, one rumor wouldn't die. That William himself had ordered CCTV footage inside the palace to be deleted hours before the parliamentary session. What was he hiding? Why were there secret meetings at night with MPs, sealed documents, untraceable calls? Because this was no coincidence. This was a royal operation disguised as democracy, and by the time the world realized it, the Sussex legacy was already buried. The world woke up to a monarchy in crisis. Outside Buckingham Palace, thousands gathered, some waving flags, others holding signs that read, "Justice for Diana's sons," and "The crown has gone too far." But inside those golden gates, something even darker was unfolding. King Charles hadn't slept for days. Sources close to the palace revealed he'd stopped eating, speaking only to one person, his private secretary. He spent his nights pacing the same hallway where Diana once stood. On his desk lay the now infamous document signed in royal ink, the one that erased his own son's titles. When William entered that room, witnesses described the air as electric, heavy, almost suffocating. Charles didn't look at him. He simply said, "Tell me this wasn't your doing." But William didn't deny it. He stood still, hands behind his back, and replied quietly, "You gave them mercy. I gave the monarchy a future." That single exchange, father versus son, marked the most painful royal confrontation in modern history. A silent war had been declared inside Buckingham Palace. Meanwhile, social media turned into a digital battlefield. Videos of Meghan's breakdown played on loop. Clips of Harry shouting at airport guards spread like wildfire. Royal biographers began publishing leaked details of Operation Crown Shield, revealing that William had held 3 off-record meetings with Parliament members weeks before the vote. The revelation shattered the illusion of neutrality. It wasn't politics anymore, it was personal. Then came the real shock. An anonymous whistleblower from inside the royal IT department leaked 2 frames of deleted CCTV footage, grainy but unmistakable. Prince William was seen leaving a restricted archive room in Buckingham Palace just hours before critical documents were destroyed. The internet erupted with one chilling theory. Did William erase the evidence linking him to the final vote? As hashtags like Royal Coup and Down with the Crown trended globally, the palace went dark, literally. For the first time since World War II, Buckingham switched off its exterior lights, a symbolic blackout that told the world the monarchy was bleeding. Across the ocean, Harry released a heartbreaking statement through a friend. "They took my title, my home, my mother's memory, but they can't take the truth." It was deleted within an hour. Rumors swirled that the post had been pulled down under a royal cyber order. But it was too late. The screenshots were everywhere. The world had seen a prince stripped, broken, and betrayed by his own blood. In the final hours of that day, the royal website quietly updated once again. The Sussex family's page vanished entirely. No redirects, no trace, nothing. And as church bells rang across London, the crowd outside whispered the same haunting line. This is how dynasties die, not with war, but with silence. Because this wasn't just the end of titles, it was the funeral of a family, the death of trust, and the birth of a monarchy reborn in shame. And now, as the world watches the royal empire crumble before our eyes, the silence from Buckingham is deafening. No statements, no apologies, no accountability, just locked gates and a broken family buried beneath centuries of secrets. Prince Harry has vanished from the public eye. Meghan's Montecito mansion sits behind drawn curtains. And King Charles? He's been described as a ghost in his own palace. But behind all the rumors and headlines lies one truth. This wasn't politics. This was punishment. A son betrayed by his own bloodline. A father torn between duty and love. A brother who chose the crown over compassion. And a monarchy that just proved it fears its own reflection. This is the fall of the House of Windsor, not by war, but by shame. And if what insiders claim is true, this story isn't over. Because deep within the archives of Buckingham Palace lies a hidden document, one that could expose the real reason Parliament acted so fast. A secret William never wanted the world to see. So before this video disappears like every royal cover-up before it, share it, spread it, let the world know what they've done. Because this isn't just about a title, it's about truth buried under gold and gilt. The monarchy wanted silence. Let's give them the one thing they can't control, a voice that won't die.